So Survivor Series is here, and the year is just flying by. Before you know it, John Cena is going to be retired, and that's not a time none of us wants to see. But we're not here to talk about John Cena's retirement. We're here to talk about War Games. So we're gonna give some predictions about what's going on in these matches, and let's see if I'm right or not. So first match, we're talking about Stephanie Vaquer defends her women's world title against Nikki Bella, and at first I just thought that this match really doesn't make any sense because Nikki Bella just turned heel out of nowhere just to now be Stephanie's next opponent. Nikki's been back for a while. She's been trying to play the good baby face, and now she just turned heel. And a lot of people prefer it, but I don't know. I thought she was coming back temporarily, and she shows up to work more than Roman does. So it is what it is. But I do not see Nikki winning this match. Stephanie is going to win this match. You see how Tiffany had that decent run. A lot of people are going to go opposed to that or say something opposite of that. But the WWE is focusing a lot more on newer women's talent. Like the talent for the men are the same old, same old. You got John Cena is the IC title champion. You got CM Punk is the World Heavyweight Champion. You got Cody Rhodes as WWE Champion. All of these guys are like older. All of these guys are tried and true, meaning that they've been here before and they're making a lot of moves in terms of championships. But with the women, they're giving them chances. They gave Stephanie a chance. They give uh, Tiffany a chance. They gave Nia a chance after, everybody knows she's pretty hard to work with in terms of injuring some of her opponents. But I don't see Nikki beating Stephanie. Stephanie looks like she's going to be dominant with this title for some time now. I think they just had to make some type of emotional change because Nikki and her had some type of connection or whatever recently, which doesn't make any sense. But again, Stephanie's going to take the win on this one. I don't think Nikki's going to win. I don't really think this match is going to be a good one either, in my opinion. But I think Stephanie can save it. Our next match we have is John Cena versus Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship rematch. Now, this is pretty cool, right? So John won it off of Dom. Dom wants it back. And this is really, really cool, right? We're seeing John pass the torch to the new Eddie Guerrero. That's an air quote, because that's who he's trying to emulate, right? That's who Dom is trying to emulate in this character that he is. And I think John, being who he is going to help push Dom regardless if he wins or loses. But in this match, I don't see Dom winning that title back. I see John winning it, going all the way to the end of the My Time or This Time Is Now or Farewell Tour, whatever the tournament is called. And then that person, Gunther, is going to go up against John and beat John for the IC title. That's what I think. This match might be very entertaining in terms of trying to see if they could top the last match, which I think they will. And John is going to take the win. Simple. And now the moments, or one of the moments that we're here for, is the women's War Games match. Now, I don't care much for War Games. I feel like it's cool here and there. I miss brand versus brand. I miss having some better storylines to make the brands kind of go against each other, or team versus team. We do have team versus team in this War Games match, but it's forced. The ring thing is different. I get it. You want to stand out. So I get it 110%. So you got team AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky versus Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that I'm happy that Lash Legend is in this match. I'm happy that somebody from NXT is starting to actually move over into the main brand and get some spotlight. Her and Nia are actually going to be a very good team, in my opinion. I think that they could be both dominating, and they can have some type of faction, some type of team that can do very well in running through the women's locker room. So maybe this is something they need to keep up. Lash Legend, basically an Amazon. She's huge. She can go ahead and be a powerhouse, just like Nia is a powerhouse. So we can go ahead and have some type of dominating tag team that just annihilates, no pun intended, the whole locker room and helps Lash kind of get into the main cards and help her get into the main brands, right? So there's that. But this match, I hate it. I sound like I'm complaining left and right. But I don't know, man. This match seemed forced. I feel like within the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, this match was brought up on us, right? Like the tag team title situation with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors sparked this, right? So they're beefing. Lash and Nia is beefing with Charlotte and Alexa, and then obviously Becky is just in there. None of this makes sense for all of these people to get together. None of it. Like the tag team stuff, I get it, right? But why is this team together? Becky has no affiliation with any of the rest of her team. Kyrie and Asuka, I could make a case for them in a second. Lash and Nia, I don't get it. But moving over to AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. So Kabuki Warriors being in this match makes sense because now you can involve Rhea and Io because they've had issues in the past. They make sense. Charlotte and Alexa having problems with the Kabuki Warriors makes sense because they just beat them for their titles. And you kind of force Lash Legend and Nia Jax on them because they created some type of beef at the match. It is what it is. And then you have AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Yes, they got a little beef going on, but nothing happened after that Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee match. Like there was no type of hype or anything building up. It just happened to be these two dislike each other, and here they are. I mean, it makes more sense to have Maxine be in this match. She beat Becky for the title. Have her in the match. But no, you go ahead for the pop, you go ahead for the virality, and you got AJ Lee. People are going to love it. It is what it is. So in this match, I don't know. I want to say that I want the Becky Lynch team to win. And the reason the Becky Lynch team should win is because we need a heel win during these war games. I feel like you have the two tag team champions on this team. Champions should never really lose in certain situations, in my opinion, right? So I think to have the tag team champions look dominating, this team needs to win. To have Lash Legend and Nia Jax look dominating, this team needs to win. And I think to have this Becky versus AJ Lee thing continue, this team needs to win. I feel like AJ Lee, Rhea, all of them, they don't need this win. But I think for purposes of continuing storylines and purposes of actually continuing continuity across multiple storylines, Becky Lynch's team has to win. And that's my opinion on that one. Moving on to the main event, which is the men's War Game match, right? So this is actually hype. This is actually dope. The best match of the night. So we got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso versus Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. So this match somewhat makes sense. It does feel somewhat rushed, but it makes sense. See, the Vision, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, the Braun Bronze, have been having a lot of beef with a lot of the opposing teams, right? The Braun Bronze had beef with CM Punk. The Braun Bronze had beef with Roman Reigns. Braun Bronze had beef with Jimmy and Jay, and somewhat with Cody. But outside of that, having Logan Paul join was actually strategic. The thing about having Logan Paul join is that Logan is really the only hated or disliked individual in this team, right? You got to hear me out. And I say that because the crowd loves Brock somewhat. The crowd loves Drew. The crowd loves Braun Breaker. The crowd is just indecisive when it comes to Bronson Reed. They like seeing tsunamis, but they couldn't care less about the guy. But Logan Paul is the true heel here because people actually boo this man out of the arena. People really dislike this guy because he's a YouTuber. He's doing a great job of being a heel. He is probably one of the best heels in the company right now. And he's actually natural in doing what he does. A lot of people don't like to hear that because they don't want to hear YouTubers coming in and doing well in WWE. Yes, he didn't do the traditional way of getting in there and getting to where he's at, but he is very, very good at his job. But in this match, in this instance, I'm thinking that the Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns team has to win. So by having them win, it solidifies our champions. You have the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Champion on one team. And you have Roman Reigns, the top guy of the company. He may not be the one with the title yet. That could push a story later. But Brock being back and the Bronze, they can still take a L and still find a way to progress this storyline. How can you come back from making the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion lose in a match? Now, that makes sense through common sense, but I feel like having the powerhouse team that we do have on that side, they have to win. Brock Lesnar, last match, he came in and squashed John Cena. That's cool. That's great. But I think for the story to progress, they need to win. Roman and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, these are the top guys in the company. Brock is right there too, but these guys cannot lose. But if they do, it's great momentum. It's not in a situation in which they can lose not clean, because this is a match there, anything kind of goes. So for the top guys to lose, there has to be like a non-clean win. And in Survivor Series, War Games, you can't not have a clean win. So it doesn't make sense to have them lose. I think I'm thinking too far into it. But like I said, my prediction is that Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes are going to win. I don't necessarily know how they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to use Logan to be like a punching bag like they did the other night and they poured the prime on him. But I feel like last year Team Roman won. They beat Solo and all that good stuff. But this year, again, I think that's going to have to happen. Or it could be some type of situation in which they do lose and it causes a big issue amongst Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns because they can't get on the same page. They couldn't even figure out whose team it is. So maybe that could happen. But I get a quick video out here for my predictions. Hopefully what I said goes true, or maybe WWE can come through and show us something definitely different. But overall predictions are Stephanie Vaquer retains her title, John Cena retains his title, Team Becky wins, and Team Roman, CM Punk, and Rhodes wins. So I don't know. This is not that much matches on the title card or on the card. So I feel like 4 matches is going to be pretty long because the War Game matches are pretty long. So I just hope this is entertaining. I know the men's War Games match is going to be entertaining. As for everything else, I hope it is. But yeah, let's see what happens.